Which takes us nicely off segue, Tom.
He's dead and he moves.
I thought that's what you were setting up. I thought you were setting up the segue.
I can.
We've done it now. Anyway.
Oh shit.
That's why I did the roll intro card. The Crow Reboot producer.
I got it.
Says it's an anti-Marvel film that will blow people away.
Okay.
This is all.
So in other words, Zack Snyder's The Crow.
Oh my god.
Can I go one stream? Nate, I have a requirement that when it comes to Zack Snyder, Tom doesn't get.
Oh, so is that why you ain't been showing up lately, you little?
God, I know. Right, let's talk about this. So basically, this was in an article interview with Deadline. It's not that interesting, so we're not going to look at the actual interview itself because it's really actually not that interesting. But Pressman Film CEO and the producer of The Crow, Sam Pressman, shared his excitement for The Crow, but also implies that they're trying to build it out to a bloody Marvel-style connected universe as well, which really, I was like, oh, goodness sake. So he says, The Crow has been a very central, integral part of our company, so it's basically the only rights that they probably own. And I'm really proud of the progress and the work that has been done. I think the movie is just going to blow people away. I press X to doubt on that. But he says, our partners want to approach it in a very 360 way, whether it be video games, an animated series, or a universe. Just make one good film first, guys.
What is The Crow connected to? Like
nothing. They're gonna make the Crow universe. This is what I mean. But it's got this cosmic legacy that can expand beyond a singular story. Yet if you force it, we're finally at a point where we can really explore those other avenues because it's such a unique property in that it is not a studio film. It's not a Marvel film. It's kind of an anti-Marvel film. I have the highest hopes for that, and I really hope what Molly Hassel has done in pushing it up the hill and Rupert Sanders is such a visionary. Right.
How is it anti-Marvel when it's basically the Punisher with makeup?
Mate, you tell me.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to dump on The Crow, but I mean, really, at its core element, how is it really any different than the Punisher meets like Blade? If you think about it, kind of, you know,
like... I have no idea. The fact that what annoys me about this straight away and makes me go, this is going to be wank, is that they're straight away going, yeah, we could make a universe with this. No,
stop. You can't.
You can't anyway, because this film will inevitably always be compared to the first one. Yes, you might capture the minds of new teenagers, but no one else, literally no one else, will like this film. It will constantly be compared to the first one. It might even be pretty good. It might even be pretty good, but it doesn't matter because no one's going to care enough because it will still be compared to the first one. And you're like, yeah, we want to make a whole universe. Stop. Just try and make one good film first.
Next thing you know, we're going to get Edward Furlong as The Crow again.
Oh, God.
I have a question to ask you guys. My first reaction, and maybe this is a bad reaction for me to have, but to redo this movie and at all, to me, is almost like, I don't know how to say this.
We were talking about this the last show, actually.
Borderline distasteful.
We did. We said that sacrilegious or whatever term we used.
It's like I'm feeling like guys, I'm feeling like I just don't. It just doesn't feel right. It's almost like that other movie stands on its own, enjoyable as it is, tragic as it was, but it just stands somewhere. And I just think going back there just isn't for profit or fandom or any other reason. I just don't. That doesn't.
We said that same thing, Mike. Actually, and then I'll go one step further. As I think the reason we came to that conclusion was because Brandon Lee was just so associated with the character, and that being his last performance. And I'll say something now that I didn't say the other day that I think kind of still rings with that, and that is that the movie kind of needs to end where it ends. It shouldn't have any sequels. That's kind of the whole point. Like when he kills the individuals that are responsible for killing him and his wife, that's where the story should end. He should be able to rest. Let him rest. That's the whole point. Like, I mean, and that's actually was something they changed from the comics in the movie because they knew they couldn't leave it open because they had, like that was kind of some of the things they kind of switched around a little bit. And it's like, no, you can't do a sequel with the Crow. There's no reason to carry this character on because if he's hanging around after he's done his work, what the hell is the
was he
point?
back? Why was he brought back initially?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is as well, like you just can't recreate, again, like we said before, and Mike, you'll agree with this, is that you can't recreate that movie. It was lightning in a bottle. You had such a good cast, from the lead villain, the gravelly voice, to the music, to Brandon, just to everything. I mean, it was his own sort of microcosm world, a sort of bizarre, gothic, hyper reality type location. It wasn't real. It was just this weird thing, weird place. You can't recreate that. There's no bloody music today that'll again, I sound like a proper old fucking guy now. Don't I? Oh, music's better when
No, but it
back in
can't
my
rain
day.
all the time, man.
Yeah, well, but the music's not gonna be the same. You're gonna get the same music, the musical effects,
No.
the music will be dog shit.
But
Like,
there'll be a
come on.
callback to Can't Rain All the Time. You watch. And there'll
Yeah,
be little things here and there. And that's the whole thing. It'll be trying to remind you of the original film through the whole movie. And that's what's really going to...
They'll probably do modern interpretation of, like, modern remakes of the music. And you just go, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, I don't know about all the songs, but I bet you $5 at least Can't Rain All the Time will be at least referenced.
Yeah. Culture, you've stayed ominously silent during this bit
because I'm frustrated. You don't make this movie again. You just don't. You don't make any of these movies again. Sacrilegious, whatever you want, distasteful. I mean, you can throw a lot of adjectives at it, but it's not right. It's disrespectful, specifically to Brandon Lee and his family. That performance was once in a lifetime, and I really wish we'd have got to keep him around for a long period of time. I thought his career, his future was kind of sealed at that point, and I felt that he was just going to be remarkable going forward. Sometimes if you're a studio and you have something like that, you capture lightning in a bottle, just accept that for what it is, and don't go reaching for something else. The second film wasn't interesting, and I. Again, you took away from a wonderful world where, as Tom already said, the story was finished. But every single moment in that film is kind of ingrained in my memory because it was just of its time. And we did get the perfect vigilante story in that. And it was very based in nothing more than justice. And I don't know how you recreate that again. I mean,
not only that, I mean, I can't believe they made this movie undercover. I mean, we kind of knew it was being made, but they managed to finish it. And the movie's done, folks. It's not like it's being made right now. It's done. I can't believe they managed to do it without any problems because, like, this is a cursed property to begin with. Like, it was a miracle they managed to get the first one out. I mean, the guy who wrote the comic, I don't know if you guys know anything about him, James O'Barr, like, he lost his girlfriend, and that was his inspiration for this comic. And it was so hard for him to draw that he had to put it away a lot of times. So it literally took him like years to get done because the girl in the book is his girlfriend. Like, he literally just drew his girlfriend. You know what I mean? So it's him getting through this loss because his girlfriend was killed by a drunk driver. Yeah, his own grief was built into this story. And then when you made the movie, and then they lost Brandon after, it was like, it's almost like one of those things where you just shouldn't mess with it. Just leave it alone. The first movie was perfect. The fact that they bilked it for sequels and a TV show was bad enough. I mean, it is what it is. It was brilliantly portrayed the way it was. I don't see this being anything more than a needless cash grab trying to recreate something they're never going to be able to do.
And I think it's something that they should not do. Not only will it not be able to be executed, I just don't think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's the right thing to do for many reasons. From the distaste, it's sort of moralistic approach, I guess, that sort of respect element. But it's not the right thing to do simply from a business perspective. It's a terrible business move as well, because to pair with, the whole moral standing of making it, not making it, you also have the fact that people will judge you because you've made it, and also they'll be comparing it to the one which they love. and it's a bad business move anyway on that level. It's so fucking stupid.
I'd rather see an extended cut of the original now that we have technology.
Yeah.
They could actually finish some shit that they may not have been able to finish originally or something. Like that would be kind of cool to see. Like they kind of look. It's not like the family hasn't been already besmirched with Game of Death the way they did that to Bruce. At least in this instance, they'd actually be using Brandon's face. I mean, that was one of the first times they ever did that in a movie like that. So I mean, again, I don't have a problem with that. I would have great. It'd been great to see a 30th anniversary release of it.
Yeah.
I think this is going to roll off about as well as the Hellboy remake. Actually, worse probably.
Yeah, I think it'll be worse, Tom. I really do.
Yeah, I agree. A shame because it's got a good cast.
Yeah.
But never mind. Such is life.
Although one of them does look like he came off the cover of GQ. I'm just saying.
I don't know who's that.
Skarsgård.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Skarsgård yet as the Crow.
Oh, I think he's good. He's a good actor.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just.
Well, I'm not sold on anyone being the Crow, but I just think he's a good actor. That's what I mean. Anyway.
Better than Jason Momoa. That's the only thing I can agree with you with on that one, Nate, when you said that last week. Yeah.
Jesus. That test screen was terrible.